I'm Carlene Lehman. I'm with Relationships Matter Austin. I'm a marriage and family therapist located in Austin, Texas. So, the first video that I did was to tell you and explain about how the brain and the nervous system are affected when, just in our daily interactions, but especially with our partners and our children, right, or our parents, because those are times that the emotion comes up, right? They can be intense. And so we had talked about that hand model, right, that Dan Siegel developed, that talked about, right, with the brain stem, and then we have our amygdala, that fight, flight, or freeze part of our brain, and then this top part that's the prefrontal cortex that overlaps our amygdala, and it's the more rational part of our brain. It's the part that helps us to problem solve and to organize. And so today, I wanted to take it further. So if you want to know more about the brain and how it interacts, especially when we're having conflict with our loved one, you can go back to that first video and watch where I talk about that. So today I wanted to talk about strategies for when we, what I call, flip our lid, right? And that's when our nervous system, gets activated and our amygdala is triggered, and we do go in that fight, flight, or freeze. And in that other video, I talked about initially being able to give ourselves some space to be able to take a break, so that we can give our nervous system a chance to calm down. So one thing to note is that when we take a break, if we still have all those thoughts, that were, whatever we were angry or we were scared about, if they continue to go on, we're just continuing to trigger this part of our brain, the amygdala, over and over and over again. And so, the first step is removing ourselves, giving ourselves some space, or what we could call a pause, right? So, because if we think about when someone is doing something that's a stimulus, right? Whether it's the words they're using, the tone, the actions, that's some sort of stimulus. And then on the other hand is our response. But in the middle, there can be a whole lot of things going on, right? Just our initial thought, like, how dare you say that? Or, oh my God, I can't believe they're bringing this up again, right? And so the part in between, if we can have some space in there, if we can have a pause in the middle between the stimulus and the response, then we are able to give a response instead of just a straightforward reaction, right? And so being able to do things during that pause time that will calm our nervous system. And this is different for everybody. For some folks, listening to music is relaxing. It would be something that would help resource them. For others, that doesn't work at all. So some different ideas are, like I said, listening to music. For some folks, listening to calm music, and for others, it might be listening to heavy metal. It really is about what works for you. There's no judgment there, right? Hey, do what works. Another one may be to be able to give your body some pressure, right? For some folks, if we think back to like a baby being swaddled after birth, and as a baby, there's a reason that is something we do that's common, because giving that pressure on our body does for a lot of folks, help them regulate and calm their nervous system. So, obviously as adults, that could be a little challenging, but you could try, to kind of wrap yourself up in a blanket. But there are some other options out there, and it's exciting because they're becoming more readily available, like weighted blankets. There was a time when you had to find those being made, you know, from folks doing that as their own business. And, they're still out there too, but it was exciting because I happened to be looking on Amazon and Bed Bath and Beyond, and they're now selling them on there. And I think they're really important, especially in our day and age when there's a lot more things going on, right? There's a lot of things that can overwhelm us, and a lot of folks have more anxiety. So to see that we have more tools that are becoming available is exciting to me. Um, so the weighted blanket or some sort of pressure. There's even these kind of fine bristle brushes that are often found in hospitals and doctors' offices, but that you can use and just apply, right? Just kind of brush over your skin. And for some folks, that is extremely relaxing. For some folks, it may be journaling, right? Or taking time to read a book or to read some material that's inspirational to them. So, really, what it needs to be is something that kind of helps you get out of that brain space that you were in initially, and helps you to be able to just, think of something else that is pleasurable to you. It can be going for a walk, or playing with your dog. There's so many different options, but what I really recommend is that you write down this list, and it can be an ongoing list that you continue to add to, but that you write things down when you feel calm, so that you can put this list somewhere. You can either post it up on the wall, right, or fold it up and carry it in your purse or wallet, but that you can access it. Because remember, when we flipped our lid, we're not thinking about problem solving in the moment. And all those great ideas that you wrote down, those lists, it is very easy to forget them, and to not even think of it as an option. So what I like to recommend is having that list close by, in your phone or on the wall or wherever, that you have to do is you train yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed. It would be great if you can tell your partner, hey, I'm about to flip my lid, or I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I just need a moment to myself, because I don't want this to escalate further. And then go to your list and scan it and look for something that you can do in that moment to help you calm down. So it would be great if you could have some things that are easy. So when you're making that list, just have a mixture, right? Even writing down, take 3 deep breaths, or things like going and taking a bath, or even a nap, right? Especially if we're tired. If we're exhausted, then we need to take care of those needs. If we're hungry, right, or thirsty, let's go take care of those needs first. Then, once our body is more resourced, we can sit down and we can have those conversations. We're better able to listen to our partner about what's going on for them. But when those needs go unmet, we don't have the capacity to be able to be there and sit and listen. That takes a lot of energy. So that it does all go back, right, to that whole that we have that glass, right? And we, for our self-care, we need to fill it. It's important that we take care of our needs, and then we can give the others from the overflow of that glass. That way we're not depleting ourselves. And I know that's not always possible, right? I mean, if you have a young child, um, you may have a job where you're having to work more, for a period of time. Yeah, I get it, right? There's real life in there too. That, you know, you may not be as resourced as you wish you were, but, that's something that we want to work towards, right? And for those to be more of the exception. But, being able to get those basic needs met is critical. Um, so, uh, I'd love to hear from you. What are some things that help you calm your nervous system? I'm going to include some different ideas in a handout. I'll include the link underneath this video in the comments section. But, you know, use your creativity. And if you make that list when you're calm, then you'll have it there when things are more overwhelming. So I'd like to hear how things are going for you guys, and anything else that I can do, any other information that you would like on this topic. All right, take care.